For decades, the ocean has hidden secrets from the deadliest conflict in human history, World War II. Now, with modern technology, divers and researchers have uncovered a haunting underwater graveyard, a forgotten fleet of submarines lost to time, silence, and steel. This is the story the ocean never told, until now. The discovery began with a sonar anomaly detected during a deep-sea mapping mission in the Western Pacific. A cluster of unnatural shapes lay nearly 2 miles below the surface. At first mistaken for geological formations, further scans revealed metal hulls and distinct silhouettes, sunken submarines from the Second World War. Marine archaeologists and naval historians quickly mobilized. Using remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, equipped with HD cameras and robotic arms, they descended into the depths. What they found astonished the team. Over 24 submarines nearly intact, entombed in silence and sediment. Each vessel bore the scars of war and decay. The graveyard spanned a remote oceanic trench where few ships and no human divers had ventured before. Some submarines were American, others German, Japanese, and British. The condition of the wrecks varied, some crushed by pressure, others eerily preserved, resting upright as if still on patrol. All were frozen in time. The lead explorer, Commander Eric Dawson, called it the most significant submarine discovery of the 21st century. The press briefly reported the find, but many details were classified due to the military implications and sensitive locations involved. The graveyard was kept quiet until independent researchers pushed for transparency. This discovery reawakened interest in lost naval missions from WWII. Naval records long assumed many of these submarines had vanished without a trace. Matching serial numbers, insignias, and logbook fragments confirmed identities, solving decades-old mysteries. Families of missing submariners were contacted as the investigation quietly deepened, piece by ghostly piece. As the world learned about the find, a new chapter in maritime history began. No longer just sonar blips, the submarines were now silent storytellers, vessels that never surfaced, speaking at last through rusted hulls and shattered periscopes. Their rediscovery launched a mission far greater than expected, to honor, uncover, and remember. In the vast oceanic theaters of World War II, submarines became the stealth assassins of naval warfare. These underwater vessels, once experimental, emerged as crucial tools of destruction, capable of stalking enemy fleets unseen. Beneath the waves, they transformed the war into a three-dimensional battlefield where silence meant survival and death. Germany's feared U-boats terrorized the Atlantic. Operating in coordinated wolf packs, they hunted Allied convoys with ruthless precision. Merchant ships and destroyers fell victim in staggering numbers. Hitler's strategy was to starve Britain by cutting supply lines, and for a time, the U-boats nearly succeeded in turning the tide of war. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, the U.S. Navy's silent service played a decisive role. American submarines crippled Japanese shipping lanes, sinking tankers, troop transports, and even warships. Though just 2% of the U.S. Navy, submariners were responsible for over 55% of Japanese maritime losses, an extraordinary impact few outside the Navy knew. Other nations also deployed formidable subs. The British Royal Navy used theirs to patrol the Mediterranean and Arctic. Soviet submarines defended frozen northern waters. Japan launched daring but ultimately disastrous long-range missions. Some subs even carried aircraft or launched surprise raids near American shores, proving their deadly adaptability. Submarines underwent rapid technological evolution. Early war models were noisy, slow, and limited in dive time. By war's end, improvements in hull design, sonar, and battery systems made them deadlier than ever. The German type, WWII, the world's first true modern submarine, set the blueprint for Cold War subs. Tactically, submarines relied on stealth and speed. They traveled submerged by battery, surfacing only to recharge. Torpedoes were their primary weapon, but they also laid mines and gathered intelligence. A single successful patrol could destroy multiple enemy vessels. Yet every dive came with the threat of depth charges or mechanical failure. Submarine warfare was as brutal as it was strategic. Life aboard was cramped, humid, and deadly. Few missions offered second chances. Entire crews vanished in seconds without trace. These men, trained for silence, lived and died below the surface, unknown to most, remembered only by the ships they sank and the risks they took. Submarine warfare wasn't just stealth and waiting. It often erupted into sudden, brutal conflict. Beneath the waves, torpedoes were fired in silence, and depth charges rained down with deadly force. In rare cases, submarines battled each other, predator versus predator, in a shadowy duel where seconds meant survival or destruction. One of the most famous submarine versus submarine encounters occurred in 1942, when HMS Ventura sank German U-864 off the coast of Norway. It remains the only recorded instance where a submerged submarine destroyed another submerged enemy. The British captain relied entirely on prediction and skill, launching torpedoes blindly into the dark. American submarines like USS Harder earned reputations for aggression. On one patrol, Harder attacked multiple Japanese destroyers over several days, even drawing them away from a planned invasion zone. Her captain, Commander Samuel Dealey, was later awarded the Medal of Honor for bravery and tactical brilliance under fire. Depth charges were the submarine's worst nightmare. Dropped from destroyers or aircraft, they exploded at preset depths, shaking subs violently and sometimes collapsing their hulls. Crews endured these terrifying attacks in pitch darkness, holding their breath as rivets popped and pressure mounts threatened to crush their steel tomb. Naval intelligence played a silent role in these underwater duels. Code-breaking efforts, like Ultra, gave the Allies an edge, allowing submarines to intercept key supply routes. Axis powers, too, had their successes. Japanese sonar improvements and German Enigma transmissions added layers of deadly complexity to each encounter. Some submarines vanished without trace during battles. The USS Tang, one of America's most successful subs, sank after being hit by her own malfunctioning torpedo. Her captain and crew were captured after escaping their downed vessel in an underwater escape, the first successful submarine crew escape of the war. The wrecks found in the deep-sea graveyard show evidence of these fierce confrontations. Twisted hulls, shattered propellers, and ruptured torpedo rooms tell a silent story of combat. Forensic scans match damage to battle reports, confirming what history only guessed. These sunken ships were battlegrounds, and their scars remain, untouched by time. Many submarines vanished without explanation during World War II, swallowed by the ocean's vastness and secrecy. These lost vessels became legends, ghost ships recorded in naval logs but never seen again. The deep-sea graveyard discovery brought some of these mysteries back into the light, providing answers decades later. One famous case is the USS Greyback, missing since 1944. After years of searching, its wreck was found resting on the Philippine sea floor. Analysis revealed it had been struck by enemy depth charges, contradicting earlier reports that suggested mechanical failure. The discovery offered closure to families still waiting. Officially, hundreds of submarines remain unaccounted for worldwide. Many were lost in combat, while others suffered accidents, sabotage, or navigational errors. Harsh weather and enemy countermeasures complicated rescue or recovery efforts. Remote locations and wartime secrecy meant official records often contained gaps or conflicting information. Some submarines were intentionally forgotten due to classified missions. Special operations involved espionage, secret transport, or testing experimental technology. These subs vanished quietly, their crews' fates unknown. The graveyard helped confirm some of these covert operations and uncovered artifacts that hinted at hidden wartime objectives. Families of lost submariners endured decades of uncertainty and grief. The rediscovery of wrecks brought emotional closure and renewed remembrance. Personal effects such as dog tags, photographs, and letters surfaced, humanizing the lost crews. Memorials were established, bridging the gap between history and personal sacrifice. Recovered artifacts provide invaluable historical insight. Rusted logbooks, maps, and navigation charts reveal mission details. Uniforms and personal belongings tell stories of daily life underwater. These findings challenge myths and deepen understanding of WWII submarine operations, enriching naval history with first-hand evidence. As technology advances, more missing submarines will likely be found. The graveyard is only a beginning. Each discovery rewrites history and honors those who served in silence beneath the waves. The ocean's depths keep secrets, but they are no longer beyond our reach. The wrecked submarines serve as time capsules, preserving secrets etched into their steel hulls. By studying corrosion patterns, structural damage, and onboard equipment, researchers gain insights into the final moments and technological advances of WWII's undersea warfare. These silent relics speak volumes about history beneath the waves. Forensic analysis of hull breaches reveals how many submarines met their end, whether crushed by depth charges, caught in nets, or scuttled by crews. To avoid capture, scars on the metal tell stories of sudden violence or prolonged struggles deep below the surface, offering evidence where records fall short. Inside some wrecks, personal items remain undisturbed. Watches stopped at exact times, personal letters tucked away, and crew belongings scattered amid the chaos. These poignant artifacts create an intimate connection to the submariners, humanizing the cold statistics of war and reminding us of the lives submerged with these vessels. Technological innovations are evident throughout the wrecks. Improvements in battery compartments, hull designs, and sonar equipment mark evolutionary leaps. Some vessels carry experimental devices, hinting at secret projects or unfinished wartime research. These discoveries shed light on how quickly naval engineering advanced under the pressure of conflict. The positioning and depth of the wrecks help historians reconstruct battle scenarios. By mapping damage and orientation, experts identify attack, directions, escape attempts, and final resting positions. This forensic mapping fills gaps in naval history and validates or challenges official accounts, turning wreck sites into underwater archives. Marine ecosystems have formed unique habitats on these wrecks. Corals, sponges, and fish thrive amid the rusted metal, transforming war graves into living reefs. This juxtaposition of destruction and life creates haunting beauty, symbolizing nature's reclamation of human history buried beneath the sea. Each wreck story contributes to a broader narrative of WWII's naval legacy. These submerged, steel giants remind us of the bravery, sacrifice, and innovation that shaped the conflict. Through continued exploration and preservation, the secrets held within these sunken submarines remain vital chapters in our shared past. Locating and mapping the deep-sea graveyard required cutting-edge technology and meticulous planning. Sonar scans revealed a sprawling underwater cemetery with dozens of submarines resting in close proximity. Precise mapping allowed researchers to document wreck locations, creating the first detailed digital atlas of this forgotten battlefield beneath the waves. Autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, played a critical role. These robotic explorers captured high-resolution images and 3D models of the wrecks, enabling detailed analysis without risking human lives. Their ability to dive to extreme depths opened new frontiers in underwater archaeology and naval history. Sonar technology used multi-beam echo sounders to penetrate sediment layers and reveal hidden wrecks. Variations in sonar returns indicated metal debris and large structures. Combining sonar data with underwater photography provided comprehensive site mapping, unveiling the graveyard's vast scale and complex layout. Researchers integrated geographics, information systems, GIS, to manage and analyze spatial data. This digital mapping helped correlate submarine locations with historical battle records and sonar scans, enhancing understanding of each vessel's story. The database supports ongoing exploration and provides a framework for future discoveries. Mapping also highlighted environmental challenges. Strong currents, deep trenches, and rugged terrain complicated surveys. Researchers had to adjust equipment, and navigation tactics, demonstrating the complexity of exploring such extreme underwater landscapes. Each successful mission expanded knowledge of the graveyard's physical and historical context. The mapping project fostered international collaboration. Navies, universities, and private organizations shared data and expertise to piece together the graveyard story. This partnership bridged military secrecy and scientific curiosity, creating a comprehensive picture of one of the most important underwater WWII sites. This digital atlas transforms the deep-sea graveyard from a forgotten mystery into a well-documented heritage site. It enables historians, archaeologists, and descendants of submariners to explore and honor the submerged legacy. Through mapping, the ocean's silent witnesses finally emerge from darkness into history's light. The deep-sea graveyard is more than wrecks. It is a solemn memorial to brave submariners who vanished beneath the waves. Remembering their sacrifice honors their courage and keeps their stories alive. Families, historians, and veterans unite to ensure these silent warriors are never forgotten in the tides of time. Memorial ceremonies held near discovery sites bring together descendants and naval personnel. Underwater wreaths and plaques commemorate lost crews, blending tradition with underwater exploration. These rituals transform forgotten graves into sacred spaces where the legacy of sacrifice becomes a living memory, binding past generations with the present. Museums and exhibitions now feature artifacts recovered from the graveyard. Personal effects, navigation tools, and battle-damaged equipment are displayed alongside interactive digital maps and virtual reality tours. These exhibits educate the public on the harsh realities of submarine warfare and the human stories embedded beneath the ocean. Education programs inspired by these discoveries encourage youth to learn naval history and underwater archaeology. By connecting new generations to the past, these initiatives ensure that the lessons of bravery, loss, and innovation continue to inspire. The graveyard becomes a beacon of historical knowledge and respect. Veterans organizations support families of lost submariners with counseling and commemorations. They advocate for preservation of wreck sites and push for recognition of underwater war graves as protected heritage. These efforts foster healing and maintain the dignity of those who sacrificed their lives in service. The deep-sea graveyard reminds humanity of war's hidden cost beneath calm seas. Its silent echoes urge reflection on peace and the value of lives lost in forgotten battles. As exploration continues, the stories uncovered deepen collective memory and respect for those submerged in history's abyss. Through remembrance and research, the graveyard's legacy endures. It serves as a powerful testament to resilience, sacrifice, and the enduring human spirit. By honoring these lost warriors, we preserve history and ensure their echoes from the abyss resonate for generations to come. Thanks for watching The Forgotten Past. If you enjoyed the journey, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a hidden story or untold truth. New discoveries await. See you in the next video.